Kentucky offensive coordinator Drew Hollingshead. We'll just jump right into questions. Jeff, you want to start us off?
Yeah, Drew, just obviously looking ahead to this week, but looking back just for a minute too, one of the things that kind of stood out in that game that hadn't really affected you guys before was fumbles, a couple of those. Is that a concern, a point of emphasis going into practice?
Yeah, point of emphasis. You know, we had done a really good job over the last 2 weeks of taking care of the football. You know, at the time, I think we were one of the tops in the nation of, you know, turnover margin, which is always what you're striving for. So, you know, like I said, point of emphasis, but it's always something you work on. You know what I mean? So when it materializes in a game like that, it's frustrating because you're not going to beat many people, much less the number 4 team in the country, if you turn it over 4 times. So, you know, we always preach ball security, always attention to details within practices and things like that. So our guys know that. You know, they're not immune to knowing that they can't put it on the ground or throw interceptions or anything like that. So we're going to practice those details, get better at them, and move forward.
There were a couple of those moments that, you know, looked like where there were just great defensive plays by Ohio State and a couple that could have been prevented. Do you feel like it was more of, you know, mistakes by the offense or just Ohio State playing great?
I think it's a mix. You know, again, that's the number 4 team in the country and a really, really sound defense. So it's going to be hard to go in there and you know, put the ball on the turf or throw interceptions and try to beat a team like that. So, you know, as like I said, attention to detail and holding on to the football when you get some. And 2 of them came off explosive plays. You know, we had an explosive run fumble. We had an explosive run, you know, or explosive pass fumble. So when we have those opportunities to attack defenses and get in the open field and make plays, it's going to be really hard when we can't hold on to the football. So, again, things we got to clean up, moving forward, because we're going to play another really, really sound, really good defense this next week. And you know, like I said, point of emphasis during practice to take care of the football.
A couple of uncharacteristic penalties too that probably took you guys out of a chance to score the first touchdown. Ended up being a field goal with unsportsmanlike and then going out of bounds and coming back in bounds. Is that just sort of the stuff that you have to clean up?
Yeah, I think so. You know, you talk about being really smart penalty-wise. You know, I don't think it was the smartest move by our guys to put us in position like that to kick us out of, you know, a chance to score a touchdown. But, you know, that goes back to all of us as a team and as a program. You know, I didn't think that the stage was too big for our guys. I thought they were ready to play. I thought they played hard, had a good look in their eye. But those little things like that will cost you, you know. So it's just reminding those guys, focus on your job, focus on your standard of how you play after play, no matter if it's good or bad, move on to the next one. And you know, we're going to put drives together and score touchdowns. So uncharacteristic for sure, but things we can clean up, things we can get better at, and that's what we're going to do this week.
Is it good to have a game right after this too, you know, not have to sort of dwell on the first loss?
I think so, you know, and it's a frustrating loss in a couple ways because, you know, I thought we did some really, really good things in the first half and the first few drives and going down and scoring. I think it was 14-10 with a few minutes left in the half, you know. But, you know, we told our guys yesterday to play to the standard of what we think Western Kentucky football can be. That's a good barometer to play against, right? We all want to play against the best. That's why you come to Western Kentucky, to play against really good competition and to play against a program like Ohio State that's really buttoned up on offense and defense and special teams, and the amount of attention to detail and strain you have to play after play consistently match up. I think our guys kind of recognize that, and we're trying to reach that level as well. So, you know, we're not going to dwell on the loss. It was over after yesterday, but I think it's a good barometer for our guys to understand here's where we're trying to take this thing, and the things we have to clean up, the things we have to get better at, kind of set the table for us, you know.
Kind of play calling and being aggressive on the offense, you know, on fourth down, and Coach L talked about how you wanted to be aggressive from the start and do it when it was right. You know, what was your approach in that and being aggressive when it came to those, you know, late drives and fourth downs?
Yeah, I'm right there with Coach Helton. You know, it was a game where we kind of knew if we had it in a third and short, fourth and short setting, that we were going to shoot all our bullets, right? I mean, you don't go into the horseshoe and and try to play conservative. We tried to steal a few possessions there, and some went our way, some didn't. That's just kind of the nature of the game. But this program and this offense is never going to be conservative. You know, we're going to take our chances when we have them. Obviously, we're going to be smart about it. But you know, we play to win the game. You know, that's always a really famous saying, and we play to go in there and not be conservative and try to score points. And you know, again, going forward on fourth down and when it makes sense is kind of our MO, and we're going to be aggressive and try to make the best of it. But you know, going forward, I don't think that's going to change at all. And especially during that game, we wanted to look in our guys' eyes and know, and for them to know that we were going to do everything it took to try to win the game. You know, and I think our guys understood that, and you know, it didn't work out for us this past week, but I think our guys understand that, you know, as a program and as an offensive unit, we're going to do everything we can to try to put them in the best position to be successful.
Just looking ahead to Troy, what do they do defensively that impresses you or concerns you?
Very, very sound schematically. Not only that, but they play extremely hard. You know, you watch them on tape, they fly around, make great tackles. I don't ever see many missed tackles from those guys. They play really, really solid defensively. There's not many holes, at least off the film that we've watched so far. We think we, you know, where it's easy to try to exploit them. They're very buttoned up, but, you know, it's going to be a game in the trenches. You know, it's going to be a game of blocking and tackling and real sound football is who's going to come out on top. So from a defensive standpoint, really buttoned up, love the way they play, love the physicality, and it's really impressive to see.
Saw Trevor Borland in a sling pregame against Ohio State. What's his status?
Day to day. You know, we'll kind of see and evaluate, kind of like Coach Helton said, when we get out there tomorrow, kind of see where he's at. But his availability is day to day.
It's not playing for anything.
No, sir.
When it comes last year when we played when Western played Troy, they kind of got to Austin a little bit, create a little pressure for him. You know, when it comes for the receivers, you know, creating that separation with the DBs. Like you played a couple tough defenses already this year, but how you go about that? You got to consider this with the offense.
Yeah, you know, I think a lot of it is just trying to manipulate matchups when you can. You know, we've been through 3 games already, so you got to kind of do a self-scout of where you're at offensively and what you've put on tape offensively of here's where we think defenses are going to attack us, and here's what we think we can attack defenses on, and maybe add a wrinkle here or there. But this is going to be a game up front. You know, we're going to have to block well, we're going to have to protect well, and we're going to have to get open down the field. So, you know, watching the film and having those tendencies maybe of them and what our tendencies are, we've got to go back, self-scout and figure out what's best for our offense. But we're going to throw the ball downfield, be ultra aggressive, and expect those receivers to run down there, get open, and make plays.
Coach Helton said you might have the possibility to get some guys back. Anybody in particular that you return to the line?
Not that I know of right now. You know, we'll reevaluate again after Tuesday and kind of see who's up and who's down. But hoping to be back close to full strength.
Thank you, Coach.